Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that most of your exhaustion doesn't come from what you're doing, but from what you're carrying in your mind. The weight of tomorrow's worries, the grip of needing everything to be perfect, the endless search for approval from people who barely notice, the forgetting to breathe while you plan 10 steps ahead. Now picture this: a life where anxiety no longer runs the show, where you can sit with yourself without reaching for distractions, where your worth isn't measured by likes or nods of agreement, where gratitude opens your eyes to the quiet miracles you've been walking past every single day. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world taught you to be anxious, to chase control, to doubt your own value. Buddhism offers us a path back to that place, a way to release what weighs us down and return to the simple, sacred peace of being alive. This is your invitation to stop running, to come home to yourself, to discover that the freedom you've been searching for has been waiting right here, in this breath, in this moment, all along. 1. The landscape of the imagined. We often experience a deep sense of inner exhaustion, not from the events of our day, but from the relentless activity of a mind that lives primarily in the future. This mental habit tricks us into enduring hardships that have not yet occurred, creating a heavy burden of what-if scenarios that rarely come to pass. By recognizing these patterns, we see that the mind's tendency to wander into dark projections is a primary source of our daily fatigue. When we mistreat the present by consuming our energy on these ghosts of imagination, we miss the actual life unfolding with simple beauty right before our eyes. Think about it. How many times have you lived through a disaster that never happened? How many conversations have you rehearsed in your mind, preparing for conflict that never arrived? How many nights have you stayed awake, worrying about outcomes that dissolved into nothing by morning? The mind, left unchecked, becomes a factory of suffering. It manufactures problems faster than life ever could. Buddhism teaches us something profound here. The mind is not your enemy, but it is also not always your friend. It's like a wild horse, powerful and restless, galloping endlessly toward horizons that don't exist. And you, exhausted, hold the reins, being dragged through landscapes made entirely of thought. The Buddha called this mental pattern papanya, the proliferation of thoughts that multiply suffering. One worry births 10 more. One fear creates 100 scenarios. And before you know it, you're not living in reality anymore. You're trapped in a story your mind keeps telling, a story where everything goes wrong, where you're never enough, where disaster waits around every corner. But here's what you need to understand. That story is fiction. It's convincing fiction, yes. It feels real because your body responds to it. Your heart races, your chest tightens, your stomach churns. But the event itself? It hasn't happened. It may never happen. And even if something difficult does occur, it will never be exactly as your mind imagined it. The mind cannot predict the future accurately because life is far more complex, far more surprising, and often far more gentle than our darkest thoughts allow. So why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we live in tomorrow's pain instead of today's peace? Because somewhere along the way, we learned that worrying equals caring. We learned that if we imagine the worst, we might somehow protect ourselves from it. We learned that staying vigilant, staying anxious, staying 10 steps ahead means we're being responsible. But this is a lie the mind tells to justify its restlessness. Worrying doesn't prevent suffering. It creates it. Early and unnecessarily. When you spend your morning worrying about an afternoon meeting, you suffer twice. Once in imagination and once in reality if the meeting actually goes poorly. But most often, the meeting goes fine. And you've wasted hours of your life, hours you will never get back, living in a nightmare that existed only in your head. This is the tragedy of mental time travel. You abandon the only moment that truly exists, the one unfolding right now, and you trade it for a future that's nothing but smoke and mirrors. The present moment, this breath, this heartbeat, this simple act of being alive right here, right now, asks for nothing but your attention. It doesn't demand perfection. It doesn't require you to solve every problem or predict every outcome. It simply invites you to notice, to feel the warmth of sunlight through a window, to hear the distant sound of birds, to taste your tea, to feel your feet on the ground. These small, ordinary moments are the substance of life. They are what's real. Everything else is just weather passing through the mind. But we treat these moments carelessly. We scroll past them. We think through them. We plan over them. And then we wonder why life feels empty. Why, despite having so much, we feel so little. It's because we're not here. We're somewhere else, in some imagined tomorrow, fighting battles that don't exist, solving problems that haven't arrived, mourning losses that haven't occurred. And the present, patient and quiet, waits. It always waits. But it will not force itself upon you. You must choose to return. This is where the practice begins. Not in perfection, but in noticing. Notice when your mind has left. Notice when you're no longer tasting your food because you're thinking about tomorrow's deadline. Notice when you're no longer listening to your friend because you're rehearsing what you'll say next. Notice when you're walking but not feeling the earth beneath you because you're 3 hours ahead, worrying about something that may never happen. And when you notice, gently, without judgment, bring yourself back. Come back to your body. Come back to now. The Buddha taught that the root of our suffering is not life itself, but our relationship with it. And much of that relationship is distorted by this habit of mental projection. We live as if the future is more real than the present. We treat our thoughts as facts. We believe every story the mind creates. But thoughts are just thoughts. They rise like waves and fall like waves. You don't have to ride every one. You don't have to believe every story. You can simply watch them pass and stay anchored here, in the only moment that holds any power, this one. So pause. Right now, as you hear these words, pause. Feel your chest rise and fall. Notice the temperature of the air. Feel the weight of your body. This is real. This is life. Not the conversation you're dreading tomorrow. Not the mistake you made yesterday. Not the future you're trying to control. Just this. This breath. This heartbeat. This quiet, ordinary, sacred now. When you stop abandoning the present for the imagined, something beautiful happens. You stop feeling so tired because you're no longer carrying the weight of 1,000 tomorrows. You're simply here, lighter, clearer, finally awake to the life you've been living past, rushing toward a future that was always just a ghost in your mind. 2. The illusion of control and the weight of perfection. Anxiety frequently takes root in the persistent belief that we must manage every outcome and maintain a flawless exterior to be safe. This desire for certainty is a natural human urge, yet it often manifests as a rigid perfectionism that prevents us from ever feeling truly at rest or content with ourselves. We struggle under the weight of internal shoulds, forgetting that life is inherently uncertain and that the need for total control is a cage we build for our own spirits. True freedom arises when we stop trying to force the world to mirror our ideals and instead accept its changing, unpredictable, and imperfect nature. Look closely at the exhaustion you carry. Much of it comes not from what you're doing, but from how tightly you're holding on. You hold on to plans that must unfold exactly as you envisioned. You hold on to standards that demand perfection in every word you speak, every task you complete, every version of yourself you present to the world. You hold on to the belief that if you just try hard enough, control enough variables, anticipate enough problems, you can finally arrive at a place of safety. But that place doesn't exist, not in the way you imagine it. Buddhism teaches us something that might feel uncomfortable at first. Control is an illusion, not because you're powerless, but because life, by its very nature, is fluid. It moves, it changes, it surprises. No matter how carefully you plan, how meticulously you prepare, how perfectly you perform, life will always contain elements beyond your grasp. The weather changes. People change their minds. Circumstances shift without warning. And when you build your entire sense of security on the need to control these things, you're building a house on sand. The moment the tide comes in, and it always does, everything collapses. This is why perfectionism feels so heavy. It's not about excellence, it's about fear. It's the voice that says, if I make one mistake, everything will fall apart. If I'm not perfect, I'm not safe. If I let my guard down for even a moment, the chaos will consume me. So you push harder. You edit yourself more carefully. You rehearse conversations in your mind. You redo tasks that were already good enough. You apologize for things that don't need apology. You shrink yourself to fit into boxes that feel safer, more controlled, more acceptable. But here's what happens. You become a prisoner of your own standards. You stop living and start performing. And the anxiety you were trying to escape, it grows stronger because now you're not just afraid of life's uncertainty, you're afraid of your own humanity, your own inevitable imperfection. The Buddha spoke of this too. He called it tanha, the craving for things to be other than they are. And within that craving lives a subtle violence, a refusal to accept reality as it presents itself. When you demand that life follow your script, when you insist that you must be flawless to be worthy, when you grip tightly to outcomes you cannot guarantee, you're at war, not with the world, but with the fundamental nature of existence itself. And you cannot win that war. No one can. But there's another way. What if you stopped trying to control everything? What if you loosened your grip just a little? What if you allowed yourself to be imperfect, to make mistakes, to not have all the answers? What if you trusted that you could handle whatever comes, not because you've controlled it, but because you're more resilient than you think? This is not about giving up or becoming careless. It's about shifting from rigidity to flexibility, from demanding to allowing, from force to flow. Think of water. Water doesn't try to control the landscape. It moves with it. It finds its way around obstacles. It adapts to whatever container holds it. And yet, over time, water shapes mountains. Not through force, but through gentle persistence, through acceptance of what is. You can live this way too. You can set intentions without demanding specific outcomes. You can do your best without needing it to be perfect. You can care deeply without carrying the weight of controlling how others respond. You can plan thoughtfully while remaining open to life's surprises. This is what the Buddhist concept of letting go truly means. Not apathy, but trust. Not laziness, but wisdom. Not defeat, but freedom. When you release the need for perfection, something remarkable happens. You begin to breathe more easily. You begin to notice that most of your anxiety was not about actual danger, but about maintaining an impossible standard. You begin to see that the world doesn't fall apart when you make a mistake. In fact, your mistakes often teach you more than your successes ever could. They humble you, they soften you, they remind you that you're human. And being human is not something to fix or transcend, it's something to accept with compassion. The internal shoulds you carry, those voices that say you should be further along, should know better, should have it all figured out, they're not protecting you. They're exhausting you. They're stealing your peace and replacing it with constant vigilance, constant judgment, constant fear that you're not measuring up. But measuring up to what? To whose standards? And for what purpose? So you can finally relax? So you can finally feel worthy? But if worthiness depends on perfection, you'll never arrive, because perfection is a horizon that moves every time you approach it. Here's the truth that perfectionism doesn't want you to know. You are already worthy. Not because you've earned it through flawless performance, but because you exist. Your worthiness is not conditional. It doesn't increase when you succeed or decrease when you fail. It simply is. And when you begin to anchor yourself in this truth rather than in the shifting sands of external validation and self-imposed standards, you discover a peace that doesn't depend on circumstances going your way. This doesn't mean you stop growing or striving. It means you stop punishing yourself in the process. It means you can pursue goals from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack. It means you can show up fully in your life without needing to be perfect to be present. And that changes everything. Because when you're no longer obsessed with controlling outcomes, you can actually engage with life as it unfolds. You can listen more deeply, you can respond more authentically, you can adapt more gracefully. You become like bamboo in the wind, strong yet flexible, rooted yet able to bend without breaking. So, take a moment right now. Wherever you are, whatever weight you're carrying, place it down. Just for this breath. Notice how much energy you've been spending trying to control things that were never yours to control. Notice the tightness in your shoulders, the tension in your jaw, the way you've been bracing against life as if it's an enemy. And now, soften. Let your breath move through you like a gentle wave. Let your shoulders drop. Let your mind rest from the endless planning and worrying. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be here, present, open, alive. That's enough. That's always been enough. And in that simple acceptance of what is, including your beautiful, messy, imperfect humanity, you'll find the freedom you've been searching for all along. 3. The anchor of presence and the medicine of breath. The mind and the body are not separate entities, but are joined by the simple, rhythmic, and fragile thread of our breathing. In moments of tension, the body often carries the quiet history of our worries, manifesting as a physical weight or tightness that further clouds our thoughts. By returning our awareness to the physical reality of the moment, the feeling of the earth beneath our feet, or the air entering our lungs, we stop the internal storm. This practice of presence is a subtle empowerment that allows the mind to settle back into its natural, primal state of clarity and calm. You've felt it before. That moment when anxiety wraps itself around your chest like a vice. When worry settles into your shoulders, turning them into stone. When fear lives in your stomach as a tight knot that won't release. These aren't just emotions passing through your mind. They're stories your body is telling, memories it's holding, tension it's carrying on your behalf. And the longer you ignore these signals, the louder they become, until you're walking through life feeling heavy, tight, disconnected from the very ground beneath you. Buddhism understood this connection thousands of years before modern science gave it a name. The mind affects the body affects the mind. They're not two separate kingdoms at war. They're one living system, breathing together, suffering together, healing together. And the bridge between them, the golden thread that connects thought to flesh, is your breath. Always there, always moving, always inviting you back home. But here's what happens in our modern lives. We forget how to breathe. Not literally, of course. The body breathes on its own, keeping us alive without our permission. But we forget how to breathe with awareness, with intention, with presence. We breathe shallow and quick, matching the pace of our racing thoughts. We hold our breath without realizing it, bracing against stress as if tension could protect us. We breathe mechanically, unconsciously, the way you might blink or swallow, never once considering the miracle occurring with each rise and fall of your chest. And in that forgetting, we lose our anchor. We drift further into the mind's endless commentary, into worry's persistent drumbeat, into anxiety's suffocating grip. We become untethered from the present moment, floating in a sea of thoughts with nothing solid to hold on to. The world speeds up, the pressure mounts, and we wonder why we feel so lost, so scattered, so far from peace. The breath is your way back, not someday, not after you've fixed everything, not when life finally calms down. Right now, this moment, this single breath. It doesn't ask you to be spiritual or enlightened or even calm. It simply asks you to notice, to feel, to return to the one thing that's always true. You are here. You are breathing. You are alive. When you place your attention on your breath, something profound begins to shift. The mind, which moments ago was spinning stories about the future or replaying scenes from the past, suddenly has something real to focus on. The breath becomes an anchor, dropping down through the chaos of thought into the stillness of sensation. And in that stillness, even if it lasts only a few seconds, you touch something deeper than worry. You touch presence. You touch now. This is not mystical. This is practical wisdom. When you breathe consciously, your nervous system receives a message. There is no emergency here. The long, slow exhale tells your body it's safe to relax. The deliberate inhale brings fresh oxygen to a brain clouded by stress. The pause between breaths creates a pocket of silence where the mind can finally rest. You're not fighting anxiety. You're not forcing calm. You're simply breathing, and the body, wise beyond words, knows what to do with that signal. But the breath alone is not the only anchor. There's also the body itself, this vessel you've been carrying through life, often ignoring its wisdom in favor of the mind's constant chatter. Your feet on the floor, your back against the chair, the weight of your hands in your lap. These are not trivial sensations. They are evidence of your existence, proof of your presence, reminders that you are not just a floating mind lost in thought. You are a physical being occupying physical space in a physical world. And when you bring your awareness to these simple sensations, you interrupt the pattern of mental suffering. The Buddha called this practice mindfulness of the body. It's the gentle act of feeling yourself from the inside out, not judging your body, not wishing it were different, just noticing. The tightness in your jaw, the tension in your belly, the way your shoulders have crept up toward your ears without you realizing. When you notice these things, you create space. And in that space, held with kindness rather than criticism, the body begins to release what it no longer needs to hold. Think of it this way. Your body has been protecting you. Every knot of tension, every shallow breath, every tightened muscle is the body's attempt to shield you from perceived danger. It's doing its job, staying vigilant, keeping you ready to fight or flee. But most of the time, there is no real danger. There's just a mind imagining worst-case scenarios and a body responding as if those scenarios were real. So the tension builds, day after day, breath after breath, until you're walking around carrying the weight of battles that were never fought, dangers that never arrived. This is where the medicine of presence becomes so powerful. When you return to the body, when you feel the earth beneath you, when you breathe with awareness, you're sending a different message. You're saying to your nervous system, it's okay. You can rest now. The emergency you've been preparing for isn't here. And slowly, breath by breath, moment by moment, the body begins to believe you. The shoulders soften, the jaw unclenches, the breath deepens, and in that softening, the mind follows. Because the mind and body are one. When the body relaxes, the mind has permission to do the same. This doesn't mean your problems disappear. It doesn't mean life suddenly becomes easy or that anxiety will never visit you again. But it does mean you have a place to return to when the storm comes. A refuge that doesn't depend on circumstances changing or other people behaving differently. A sanctuary built from the simplest elements: breath, body, presence. This moment, just as it is. So right now, wherever you are, whatever you're carrying, come back. Feel your feet. Notice their contact with the ground. That's real. Feel your breath. Notice the coolness of air entering your nostrils, the warmth of air leaving. That's real. Feel your body. Notice where it touches the world around you. That's real. Everything else, all the worry, all the what-ifs, all the stories about yesterday and tomorrow, they're just weather passing through the mind. But this breath, this body, this moment, this is your home. And it's always here, always waiting, always ready to hold you when you remember to return. The ancient texts say that the breath is the doorway to liberation. Not because breathing solves everything, but because it brings you back to the only place where life actually happens. Here, now, in this body, in this moment. And when you live from this place of presence more often than you live from the place of mental projection, everything changes. Not because the world has changed, but because you finally stopped abandoning yourself. You finally come home. 4. Inner independence and the release of external approval. Searching for our worth in the perceptions or approval of others is an exhausting pursuit that inevitably drains our internal reservoir of peace. We often carry a quiet loneliness or burnout from trying to be understood or validated by a world that has its own heavy preoccupations. Peace is found not when we finally manage to convince everyone of our value, but when we turn inward to appreciate our own genuine qualities and personal integrity. Letting go of the need for external affirmation restores a sense of inner space, allowing us to dwell in a quiet independence that is not easily shaken by the opinions of others. Think about how much of your energy goes into this silent labor. The constant measuring of yourself against what you imagine others expect. The careful editing of your words before you speak, wondering if they'll land right, if they'll be received well, if they'll make you seem intelligent or worthy or good enough. The anxiety that follows a conversation, replaying everything you said, analyzing every reaction, searching for signs of approval or hints of judgment. The way you shape yourself to fit into rooms, dimming your light here, amplifying it there, never quite sure which version of you is acceptable. This is the exhaustion no one talks about, not the tiredness that comes from working too hard or sleeping too little, but the bone-deep fatigue that comes from living as if your worth is something other people get to decide, as if you're standing on trial every single day, and the jury is everyone you meet, everyone you know, everyone whose opinion somehow matters more than your own. And the verdict? It's never final. You have to earn it again tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, forever seeking approval that slips through your fingers the moment you think you've grasped it. Buddhism teaches us something radical here. Your worth is not up for debate. It's not something you earn through achievement or lose through failure. It's not granted by others or taken away when they disapprove. Your worth is inherent, woven into the fabric of your existence from the moment you drew your first breath. But somewhere along the way, you forgot this. You started believing that love is conditional, that acceptance must be won, that being yourself is somehow not enough. And so you began the endless chase, seeking validation in praise, in likes, in nods of agreement, in being chosen, in being seen. You measured your value by how others responded to you, and when they didn't respond the way you hoped, you questioned everything. Not them, but yourself. You asked, "What's wrong with me?" instead of recognizing that people are often too consumed by their own storms to notice the quiet beauty standing right in front of them. Here's the truth that will set you free, even if it stings at first. Most people are not thinking about you as much as you fear they are. They're not analyzing your flaws or judging your every move. They're worried about their own lives, their own insecurities, their own silent struggles. The world you imagine, the one where everyone is watching and waiting to critique you, it exists mostly in your mind, and you've been exhausting yourself trying to perform for an audience that isn't even paying attention. But even when they are watching, even when judgment does come, why should their opinion hold more weight than your own? They see only fragments of you, snapshots and surfaces. They don't know the full story of your heart. They don't understand the battles you've fought in silence, or the growth that's happening beneath the soil where no one can see. Their perception of you is filtered through their own experiences, their own wounds, their own limited understanding. So why hand them the power to define you? The Buddha spoke of this attachment to praise and fear of blame as one of the 8 worldly winds that blow us off course. Praise and blame, gain and loss, fame and disrepute, pleasure and pain. These forces come and go like weather, constantly shifting, utterly unreliable. And when you build your sense of self on such unstable ground, you're forever at the mercy of circumstances beyond your control. You rise when praised and fall when criticized. You feel full when validated and empty when ignored. You're not living, you're reacting. You're a leaf blown about by winds that care nothing for where you actually want to go. Inner independence begins the moment you stop outsourcing your worth. It begins when you look in the mirror and decide that your opinion of yourself matters more than anyone else's. Not from arrogance, but from wisdom. Not from ego, but from self-respect. You recognize that you are the only one who has lived every moment of your life. You are the only one who knows the weight you've carried and the grace with which you've carried it. You are the only one qualified to judge whether you're doing enough, being enough, growing enough. This doesn't mean you become blind to feedback or resistant to growth. It means you stop collapsing under criticism that isn't constructive. It means you stop seeking validation from people who don't even value what you offer. It means you trust your own assessment of your character, your own knowing of your intentions, your own recognition of your progress. You become your own witness, your own encourager, your own gentle guide. And from that place of inner stability, you no longer need everyone to understand you. You no longer need everyone to approve. You are enough because you say so. And that quiet declaration changes everything. When you release the need for external approval, something beautiful happens. You stop performing. You stop shape-shifting. You stop exhausting yourself trying to be all things to all people. Instead, you simply are. And some people will love this authentic version of you. Some won't. Some will understand. Some won't. And that's okay, because their reaction is about them, not you. It reflects their capacity, their preferences, their own journey. It says nothing definitive about your worth. This is what the Buddhist concept of equanimity truly means. Not that you become cold or indifferent, but that you develop an unshakable center that doesn't rise and fall with every opinion, every judgment, every shift in how others perceive you. You remain steady like a mountain that doesn't move whether the wind brings rain or sunshine. You know who you are. You honor your own values. You walk your own path. And the opinions of others, while you may listen with an open heart, do not determine your direction. There's a profound loneliness in seeking yourself in others' eyes, because no matter how much approval you gather, it never fills the void. You're always left wanting more, needing reassurance, doubting whether it will last. But when you turn inward, when you cultivate a relationship with yourself built on honesty and compassion, when you become your own source of validation, that loneliness transforms into solitude. And solitude, unlike loneliness, is not empty. It's full of presence, of peace, of the quiet knowing that you are whole exactly as you are. So practice this. When you catch yourself seeking approval, pause. Ask yourself, whose approval am I seeking and why? What do I believe it will give me? And then, can I give that to myself instead? If you're seeking validation, validate yourself. If you're seeking recognition, recognize your own efforts. If you're seeking love, be the first to love yourself with the tenderness you've been waiting for someone else to offer. This is not selfish. This is self-preservation. This is wisdom. This is how you stop bleeding your energy into the void of other people's opinions and start nurturing the garden of your own soul. And from that nourished place, you discover something remarkable. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need everyone to understand. You don't even need everyone to stay, because you have yourself, and that, finally, is enough. That has always been enough. And in that quiet independence, untouched by praise or blame, you find the peace you've been searching for all along. 5. Gratitude as a portal to present joy. When the mind is cluttered with what is missing or what might go wrong, we become blind to the abundance that is available in this very hour. Gratitude is not a grand or difficult gesture, but a small, repeated choice to notice the not wrong elements of our existence, such as a child's smile or the morning light. These small wonders serve as bells of mindfulness, calling us back from our worries to the richness of the here and now. By nourishing these healthy mental seeds, we build a quiet reserve of strength that supports us through even the most difficult cycles of our later years. There's a curious irony in how we live. We spend so much time cataloging what's broken, what's missing, what hasn't happened yet, that we walk right past the quiet miracles unfolding all around us. The mind, left to its default setting, is a collector of problems. It searches for danger, for lack, for evidence that things are not as they should be. This was useful once, when survival depended on spotting threats. But now, in the relative safety of our modern lives, this ancient mechanism keeps running, finding problems where there are none, creating scarcity in the midst of abundance. And so we live half-blind. We have food but worry about money. We have shelter but stress about tomorrow. We have people who care about us but focus on the one who doesn't. We have bodies that carry us through each day but fixate on the parts that ache or don't look the way we wish they did. We have this moment, this breath, this sliver of existence that will never come again, and we miss it completely because we're somewhere else, worrying about something that isn't here, longing for something we don't have. Buddhism teaches us that suffering is not primarily caused by what we lack, but by how we relate to what we have. It's the grasping, the resisting, the constant mental commentary that says this isn't enough or this isn't right that creates our pain. But there's an antidote, simple yet profound. Gratitude. Not the forced, performative kind that feels like a chore. Not the kind you put on like a mask to appear positive. But the genuine, quiet noticing of what is actually here, what is actually working, what is actually beautiful if you pause long enough to see it. Gratitude is a portal. It's a doorway back to the present moment, back to your senses, back to life as it's actually unfolding rather than life as you're imagining or fearing it to be. When you stop and notice the warmth of sunlight on your skin, something shifts. When you truly see the way a child's face lights up with laughter, your heart opens. When you feel the solid earth beneath your feet or taste the first sip of morning tea, you're not in yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's worries. You're here, fully, completely here. And in that presence, even for just a moment, you touch something that worry can never reach: contentment. But here's what makes gratitude so revolutionary. It doesn't require your circumstances to change. You don't need to wait until you have more money, better health, different relationships, or a calmer mind. You can practice it right now, exactly as things are, because even in the midst of difficulty, even on the hardest days, there are threads of grace woven through the fabric of your life. Small things, ordinary things, things you've stopped noticing because they've become invisible through familiarity. The breath that fills your lungs without you having to think about it. The heart that beats steadily, faithfully, thousands of times each day. The water that flows from your tap. The roof that shelters you from the storm. The memory of someone who once made you laugh. The bird singing outside your window who has no idea it just offered you a moment of beauty. These are not grand gestures. They won't make headlines. But they are real. They are here. They are yours to notice or to ignore. Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddhist teacher, used to say that peace is available in every moment, in every breath. But we have to train ourselves to see it. We have to practice turning our attention away from what's wrong and toward what's not wrong. This doesn't mean denying pain or pretending problems don't exist. It means refusing to let the difficult moments consume all the space in your awareness. It means making room for both. Yes, this is hard. And also, the sky is blue today. Yes, I'm worried. And also, I'm breathing. Yes, life is uncertain. And also, right now, in this moment, I am okay. This practice of noticing, this gentle redirection of attention, is like tending a garden. The Buddhist texts speak of mental seeds, some healthy and some unwholesome, all waiting in the soil of your consciousness. Every time you focus on fear, you water the seed of fear. Every time you rehearse resentment, you water the seed of bitterness. But every time you pause to notice something you're grateful for, you water seeds of peace, of joy, of contentment, and whatever you water grows. Not because you're ignoring reality, but because you're finally seeing all of it, not just the parts that hurt. Over time, this changes you. You become someone who can find steadiness even when things fall apart, because you've built an inner reserve, a quiet strength that comes from knowing that even in darkness, there are still small lights. Even in loss, there are still small mercies. Even in the worst of times, there is still breath, still morning, still the possibility of beginning again. This is not naive optimism. This is wisdom born from practicing presence, from refusing to abandon the moment for the story your mind is telling about the moment. And here's something profound. Gratitude doesn't just change how you see the present, it changes how you move through the future. When you cultivate this practice now, when you train yourself to notice the small wonders, you're preparing yourself for harder times, because difficult cycles will come. That's the nature of life. Loss, illness, disappointment, grief, they visit everyone eventually. But those who have practiced gratitude, who have spent years watering seeds of appreciation, they don't crumble as easily. They've developed eyes that can still find beauty in ruins. They've cultivated hearts that can still feel warmth even in winter. They've learned that joy is not about circumstances being perfect. It's about being present enough to notice the fragments of grace that exist even in imperfection. So start small. You don't need to overhaul your entire mindset today. Just notice one thing. Right now, what's one thing that's not wrong in this moment? Maybe it's the chair supporting your weight. Maybe it's the fact that you can read these words, that your eyes work, that your mind can process meaning. Maybe it's simply that you're still here, still breathing, still given another chance to show up for your own life. That's enough. That's always enough. Make it a practice. In the morning, before you reach for your phone, before the day's demands crash in, pause. Notice three things: the pillow that held your head, the sheets that kept you warm, the fact that you woke up to another day. In the evening, before sleep claims you, pause again. What went right today? What small moment touched you? What kindness, however tiny, crossed your path? Write it down if it helps. Speak it aloud, or simply hold it quietly in your heart like a warm stone. This is how you build resilience. Not through force or striving, but through this gentle, persistent practice of noticing what's here, what's real, what's good. And gradually, almost without you realizing it, the lens through which you see life begins to shift. You become less focused on what you're chasing and more aware of what you're standing in, less consumed by what's missing and more present to what's been given. Not because you've gained anything new, but because you've finally opened your eyes to the abundance that was always here, waiting quietly for you to come home and see it. So here you are, at the end of these words, but perhaps at the beginning of something else. A quieter way of being, a gentler relationship with yourself, a life less consumed by what might happen and more rooted in what is. You've learned that anxiety often lives in the future you're trying to control, in the perfection you're trying to maintain, in the approval you're trying to earn. But peace? Peace lives here, in this breath, in this body, in this moment that asks nothing of you except your presence. You don't need to master all of this at once. You don't need to become perfectly calm or endlessly grateful or completely free from worry. That would just be another form of the perfectionism you're learning to release. Instead, just begin. Notice when your mind drifts into tomorrow. Feel your feet on the ground. Let go of needing everyone to understand you. Pause to see one small thing that's beautiful right now. These practices aren't complicated, but they are revolutionary. Because when you stop abandoning the present moment for the landscape of the imagined, when you soften your grip on control, when you validate yourself instead of seeking it elsewhere, when you notice what's here, instead of fixating on what's missing, everything shifts. Not because the world has changed, but because you've finally stopped fighting it. The Buddhist path is not about escaping life. It's about showing up for it with open hands and a steady heart. It's about trusting that you can handle what comes without needing to control every outcome. It's about remembering that you are worthy exactly as you are, that this breath is medicine, that this moment is enough. So take what speaks to you from these teachings, let it settle into your bones, and when anxiety comes knocking again, and it will, you'll know the way back, back to your breath, back to your body, back to the quiet, unshakable truth that you are here, you are alive, and that has always been enough. May you find your peace. May you trust your path. May you come home to yourself again and again with compassion.